But as the infomercial goes, that's not all. Increasingly, China owns our academic establishment as well. Our liberal arts colleges are okay with squirming under the jackboot of China as long as the Chinese pay their tuition in cash. Their fees and expenses were almost $16 billion in the year 2019. Now, actually, I was shocked to find out that at last pre-pandemic count, there were almost 370,000 Chinese students in the U.S. This is insane. Now, we know beyond any reasonable doubt that China intends to drive us out of Asia and replace us as the most powerful country in the world. That's their aim. So now we've decided to help them do this by educating their children. Perfect. And China's only, all too happy to have the schools brought to them, to their homeland. And our colleges idiotically complied. Here's a partial list of American schools with campuses in China: Harvard, Yale, NYU, Duke, Georgia Tech, just to name a few. Now, all of this has strings attached, and it requires that these institutions look the other way on human rights violations, economic espionage, environmental issues, and of course, the Wuhan Virology Institute's cover-up. And by the way, don't tell us that the colleges are spreading American values. They hate America, remember? If anything, they teach their Chinese students the same message as the CCP, that America is a racist country that is in terminal decline. So here's the bottom line. If you can't make money running an American college educating American students, it's time to shut your doors. We should treat China like we treated the USSR during the Cold War. We didn't engage much economically. We didn't enrich them. We didn't educate them. And guess what? It worked. Now, of course, Wall Street and big tech, they're just as bad. They're kissing up to China for money all day long.
China plays a leadership position for the world in many different areas.
It's the most important relationship in the world is the one between the U.S. and China.
Xi Jinping is not a dictator. Oh, he has a constituency to answer to.
All while denouncing their fellow Americans as racist bigots.
This legislation is unacceptable. It is a step backwards.
Trying to restrict voters' access to the polls, and it is disproportionately hurting Black and brown communities.
This is about protecting the voices of our people.
Of course, those same individuals would never criticize China in the same manner. In fact, many big companies have gone out of their way to beg for China's forgiveness. Now, even worse, big business was recently on hand to cover up China's worst human rights abuses.